Welcome back to the Naked Podcast. This week, Greg and I didn't record a new episode because he was away for a funeral. So we chose to re-release our story about how and why we started traveling. Originally, we separated this conversation into two parts, but for the re-release, we decided to join them as one, so you can hear our story from the beginning to the end. The unexpected turn in our story that we never planned for, a journey that took us to traveling the world. It has impacted us, changed the way we live, and connected us to amazing humans all over the world. I hope that you enjoy this episode. Thank you so much for being here with us. This is a new part of the podcast, the start to a new series. Every 5 weeks, my husband and my partner of 26 years will be joining me here for an honest conversation about the moments that brought us where we are in our marriage today. Since the dress and the tux, we've worn so many titles. From being pastors to renovating endless houses and entrepreneurs to traveling the world and to being brand new parents. And now somehow we are parents to grown kids. Well, 3 out of 4. It's crazy how time just flies by. Anyways, over the years, there have been so many quiet shifts and major turns, moments that didn't always feel like life-changing at the time, but definitely changed everything in the long run. And that's what we're here to talk about. The pivots, the patterns, the ridiculous, and the real. The messy, funny, and sometimes painful, but always honest stories that brought us here. Welcome to the Naked Podcast. This is us.
Take three.
Take three.
Take three.
Yeah.
Because the first one, incredible setting.
Yeah.
Beautiful room.
Beautiful
like
conversation.
Fireplace. The conversation was okay. I know you loved it, but I was like, it's all right.
Magic.
It took me a minute to settle in and like get back into that mode. But like the art and everything, it was like very country gentleman.
Yeah.
But like
speakeasy.
Yeah, it's really
Special.
nice. Really nice. But the mics didn't work.
No, because I didn't turn them on.
Well, I gave them to you, plugged them in and said, check them. And then I didn't check them myself. So it's like, whatever. Doesn't matter.
I'm new.
It didn't work.
I'm new at these mics. And it should be one of my things I check off.
I'm not. And I should have known better. So I used to do this for a living.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, side gig, not living. But,
Yeah.
and then part 2 was yesterday. It was like,
we
can't use that audio. I tried.
I
Can't,
know.
because the computer was like 20 feet away.
Yeah.
It was just an echoey room, so you can't even use the audio. Can't fix it up. Nothing can be done. No.
Tried with great effort, and it just felt like we didn't have any muchiness to it. You know, I felt like the magic was missing. Like, okay, I really wanted to do an episode for our 25th, like as we're wrapping up. I guess starting now our 26th year, but wrapping up that end of our 25th year. And I was like, I'm coming up to my 25th episode. I would love to do something about...
I see what you're doing.
Okay, the connection. I would love to do something where we could connect the two. And so I was like, let's go somewhere else. Because like I say, when people come onto the podcast, I'm like, there's probably many times in your life when everything's changed.
Every day.
And yes, you say that every day.
Well, it is. It's like sliding doors. It just,
Yeah.
Every decision sends you down a path, a different road.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah.
It could be as simple as turning left or turning right that can like change absolutely everything.
Mm-hmm.
You have no idea because it never plays out.
Yeah.
Both ways.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly. So you don't really know. But here we are. We're taking 3. Welcome to the podcast. If you're here, if you're a regular visitor and you're hanging with us a lot, thank you for being here. And if you're new, thanks for joining us today. It's my lovely husband, Greg, who I've had the honor to do.
Said audacity.
I've had the honor to do more of my life with than without. And 25 years gives you a lot of places you could visit about how we got here. So I have to say, it's really awkward having you sit on my right side. I know you did that on purpose because the last 2 podcasts we recorded, you're on my left, and it feels so wrong for you to be on this side.
Want to switch?
No, it's fine. It's good. It's good for me. It just was like, I don't know if you know what? I think it's because
You can switch.
You know what I think it is though? I think part of it is typically, like when we drive here in the UK, it always feels wrong that you're always on my right, but we spend many hours in cars and mostly in where you're on my left.
Right.
And so I'm used to just like gazing over here.
Gazing.
Gazing to you over here. And having you on this side.
Looking longingly.
Now you're on this side. And I'm just like, okay, what's it like to have you on this side? It just feels new. It's good though. This is a new podcast. Take 3.
Take 3.
Take 3.
Better?
Okay, so yeah, this is better. I don't know why. It just feels so awkward. Having you on my other side.
Huh?
And I can see your ocean blue better on this side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anywho, coffee. We've had
tea.
Yeah, I'm a tea girl. You're a coffee boy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the way we roll. And we don't really mix because I only love the smell of coffee. I don't love the taste or the feeling of coffee. Well, mostly caffeine.
I knew somebody that would brew a pot every morning and dump it out because they grew up like with the smell of coffee. Like their parent would make coffee in the morning, and that's how they woke up.
Yeah.
So they don't even set an alarm. They just set an alarm on the thing, and they brew an entire pot and then dump it out.
Well, I feel like I kind of just did that, not by making a cup of coffee because you always do it every morning, and it's a certain smell. Like my parents had like I want to say it was like Taboo it's Canadian coffee. It came in those big tins.
Folgers?
Oh, maybe it was Folgers.
Was it like a green tin?
Yeah.
With the lid?
Like it's like a Tupperware lid on the top. Yeah.
It's a Folgers.
So recently, when we were in, I don't know where, somewhere in the UK, we went to this little shop, and all those local artisans had made these different types of essential oils or candles and things like that. We found this candle that smells like black coffee. And I was like, it took me right back to being a kid. Like mostly Saturday mornings, I think that's when we could hang around a little more and just take that smell. And it just took me back to being a kid and Saturday mornings and eating Cheerios and my dad just perking coffee. And, you know, I don't know, just there's something about smells and sensations to take you back places.
Mm-hmm.
And that, I don't know if I'll ever perk my own coffee just to smell it in the morning, but I would definitely continue with the candles because it's like, it's honestly the best smell. I love it. Yeah. Anyways.
Saturday mornings. I mean, it was cartoons, like Bugs Bunny mostly.
Yeah.
And cinnamon toast. That was like
oh man,
that was the way.
Cinnamon toast with the butter, brown sugar, and cinnamon.
My dad in his robe, sitting in his chair, drinking coffee and laughing at Bugs Bunny. That was That was the thing.
Memory. We definitely did do our cartoon episodes. I was actually thinking, talking to the kids the other day about watching cartoons because we're in a area right now where they have like TV. We don't typically watch TV. And on came like, it was Saturday morning the day now they turned on. It's like, oh my gosh, look at all these cartoons. And I was like, yeah, I grew up on Saturday morning cartoons where you just went from 5, 7, and 3. I don't actually remember which one, but those are the 3
channels.
The channels, 5, 7, and 3 in the channels. And just like, you know, click, 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 click to each channel and just finding that like your cartoon hour. And then I was like, but when Dad and I first got married, we moved to Austria and we lived in this small little like apartment-ish, but had nothing in it but a hot plate. There was no microwave. We actually had to go buy ourselves a microwave, and the cheapest microwave was like vibrant purple. And so we hauled it up on our Vespa up to the top of this hill and had our microwave dinners and watched our cartoons on Saturday mornings. It was that, and it was the music channel and
MTV.
Yeah.
In German.
German. But all the songs obviously were English because it was English artists. And so we learned so much Christina Aguilera in that time. And
1999.
Yeah. She was hitting it. And that was like remembering back to that. It was just like, man, you had to sit through all of the commercials that were in German and just like taking it all in. And just the slow mornings because you couldn't make it faster. You couldn't be like trying to fast these commercials that no one wants to listen to just to get to the show. And it's just like watching the TV here the day. I was like, oh man, I'm brought way back to being a kid. and what it was like to like have, you can't make things happen faster. You just like, now you just.
We were bored as kids a lot.
Yeah.
Like waiting for the bus to show up to take you to school. You didn't have a phone. You didn't have anything to distract you. You're just like there.
Yeah.
Like staring at your shoes.
Yeah.
Counting rocks. Right? Like that's kind of all you did.
Yeah.
And you're just standing there by yourself waiting. Hopefully you're in an area where there's like a couple people that you could like talk to, but often you're just standing there.
Yeah. I went to a Christian school, so I was the only one. There was like 12 kids on the bus
total.
Yeah. You know, so I was the only one at my stop. And if it was snowing and the bus got hung up somewhere, it's like, you didn't know.
No.
You just hung out waiting for it. Now everything's changed so much and can make it easier on ourselves. But yeah, we've lived a lot. I feel like when we've talked about sitting here and what this could look like, there's so many different moments that we could pull from. I mean, kids change your lives like dramatically. Marriage obviously changes your whole world. And then there's all like the little things that don't in at the time you don't see them as big, huge moments. I remember hearing someone once say it's like the biggest moments in your life is when you buy a house, have a new job, or get married. I'm sure there was kids in there somewhere too, but they didn't equate for all the little moments in between that are like you can't see you can't see them coming.
Okay, married once.
Yeah.
Check.
Yeah.
Buy a house like 12 times.
I think it was like 16 actually. Yeah. So
I can see where that came from like you go to the 40s or the 50s, and it's like the moment you've earned enough to like qualify to get your own home and do the thing. And I get it, because most people got their home, lived in it for their entire life, and they go out feet first, like
and they get their job and they're in it forever.
But we flipped houses just to try to earn extra income, and it was house after house after house. You said every 7 months
on average, because I think we were talking about it, and it was in between the year we got married, 1999, and 2007, which is when we had Kilea. We had moved. I think we said, how many was it 12 times or something? I can't remember what we had said. Anyways, so many moving, and so much, not just moving, but absolute renovation jobs, like scrubbing, all of the stipple off of the ceilings and scraping walls and pulling up lino. It wasn't just like easy flips. Let's throw some paint on the walls. Like, no, this will need a full reno, and we could do it with 2 toddlers. Yes.
And
we did. And I think the moving part of our life, those just get blurred. Like there wasn't any massive moment where you're just like, oh, that really changed everything. They're all kind of a blur into one, because there's so many of them. When you're moving that many times in a year, they just become it just becomes a whole big blurred version, like season. You're like, we moved a lot.
And then like a 10-year stint in one place.
Yeah.
Which is one of my least favorite homes.
I know.
At the beginning.
Yeah.
Because I had to leave Calgary and go to Airdrie.
I know. Well, because we had left the house of our dreams.
Wants to go to Airdrie.
So we'd flipped and flipped and flipped houses until we found a house that we like fell in love with. It was in an older area. It had a beautiful backyard. It had like a huge deck and a hot tub, which like, I mean, at the time, again, I'm 27. Even just to think like 27, we moved that many times. We were having our 3rd baby. We were buying this giant house.
4-level split.
Three living rooms. Like, it was a total dream.
Remember the laundry room? It was
it was like
huge.
A giant bedroom size.
Yeah,
it was huge.
It's amazing.
And then a boot room, and it just like, it was a dream.
The tiered backyard with the fire pit and trampoline and shed.
Mature trees. Like, it was all done. We didn't have to, we did do renovations there, but we didn't have to do anything like immediately if we didn't want to. And it was just such a nice place. We're like, I want to die here. Like, take me out when I'm dead. Like, I'm going to live here forever. People would come to our house and be like, this is the best house. It had such a good feeling in the house. The plan, you could have so many people in the house and not know it because of all the levels. Like, at the time we were pastoring, we're like, this will be a great place to house all these kids, because we can have all these, like, we would do these cereal nights We'd have like 20 different types of cereal and as many different types of milk that we could at the time. And then we would set up different games in different rooms. And so they would all connect, right? Mm-hmm. And we would have like 100 kids in the house. And you hardly knew it because of how it was laid out. And then came the time where we're like, dang, we can't keep the lights on. And we're like, I think we're going to need to pull shoot and do it fast. And it was at the time in the market had just crashed.
Yeah.
So we weren't like, we knew if we sold at that time, we were going to lose money. And it sucked because it was the only house that we lost money. I think all the money we had gained from all of our other moves, we lost in that house. And it was like devastating, but what was more devastating was to have no lights on in the house with 3 kids.
Right.
Because we couldn't afford it. It was just the mortgage was just taking everything we had. So we moved to what we thought was like the armpit of Alberta. At the time, it had nothing. It had no Walmart. It was like so far out there. If you needed anything, you had to go to the city. Moved to this foreclosure house. Mm-hmm. It hadn't been lived in for like over a year, I think, or something. The grass was as dead as it could possibly be. And
it's concrete.
Yeah.
We had to water it for days.
Well, we had to get it aerated.
Yeah.
So many times. Just finally, I feel like
took about 2 years.
Yeah, it just started to revive. But the house was like very much a bare bones. Mm-hmm. Like there was not much character to it. We'd come from a house with so much character. Mm-hmm. And it was just bare bones. And then we started to do work in the house and make it our own. I feel like we were always doing renovations there. Like we had floods in the kitchen and things like that. So we had some water leaks and stuff. So until it became like our home, it felt like much of our time in Sagewood.
Yeah, but it wasn't the house.
It wasn't the house.
No.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. It was like...
It was where we were.
Yeah.
But it had nothing to do with the house. Mm-hmm. It's just the thing that held us.
Yeah.
And we became the home.
Yeah.
We became what home was. Like that's where we really... Well, back in the one before there, in the dream home, we sort of started to find each other. And then by the time we got there, it was like, it became more and more of a pattern and a habit to be with each other.
Yeah.
And not be so busy, not be so distracted doing good things that we actually found some great things. Mm-hmm. Us. And that just got better and better and better.
Yeah.
So house has good memories, but all the memories are with us. Mm-hmm. Like when we actually became a family.
Yeah.
When we bought a table.
Yeah, because that house didn't have...
A big island. The big island we would eat at.
Yeah.
But not a table. And then when we got a table...
Yeah.
We moved our living room out. We had no living room.
Well, we had it upstairs.
A bonus room. But...
Yeah. And then we bought this. I remember that it was a big deal because we'd had the living room on the main floor. And then we're like, let's buy a table. And we went and found this table that was built from like old, was it sailboats or?
Fishing boats from Indonesia.
Boats. From Indonesia.
Yeah. You know, all the colorful boats? Yeah. That's why the table was like all these different planks.
Right.
Yeah.
And that became like, I feel like that was the first time that our house felt like a home. Mm-hmm. It was when we like started to meet around the table and we started cooking together. Up until that time, we had found each other for sure in our first, like in the house prior, but it was still a lot of busyness that didn't allow us to gather on a table and enjoy a meal together on a regular basis. That was still very a treat, when we actually had a meal together around a table. And then all of a sudden we made these big decisions and we got our table, and that changed it changed the feel, it changed the rhythm of our house, I think.
Yeah, it interrupted. Well, the space became something different.
Yeah.
And so it's funny, like what becomes the heart of every house you're in, the spot where like everyone just sort of seems to end up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that the table became that living room was not where everybody ended up. Everybody ended up in the bonus room mostly. Yeah. But then when we were there, we had a record player up there, but we didn't have in the kitchen area, the dining room area. But we didn't have a television. We didn't have any of those things down there. It was just like the table. And then that became the hub.
Yeah.
Everybody's sitting there, they're coloring or drawing or writing, or it becomes the spot where people just gathered.
Yeah.
And that brought a closeness. So it's our lifestyle did. It allowed for it. We'd done the changes with like what we were doing, what we prioritized.
Yeah.
We shifted, but then the table allowed that to happen a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Because like sometimes, you've heard me say it before, sometimes a space informs a life, but a life also informs a space. And so it's this like symbiotic relationship between us and the place we're in.
Yeah.
And some places allow for things easier than others.
Yeah.
And so I think we just found the right rhythm there. It's just like, oh, for this time with our family, this is the right setup.
Yeah.
Having a table where there should be a living room, like a giant ass table.
Yeah, huge. We could seat like 12 people.
Yeah. And did.
Yeah.
And that became the spot. Like people would come over more frequently.
Yeah.
Like friends, not just like
our whole main floor was a kitchen and dining room.
Yeah.
Just so you can have a reference of what we're talking about. The entire main floor. And it wasn't a giant house, but when it felt like, like the whole space when you walked in was just like dining room, kitchen. And that's all we had on that floor.
Yeah.
And it did allow people to come over. And that's when people did come. We didn't go to the living room. We would sit around the table for hours and hours and hours and talk. And we always say like our table is open to anybody. And it became a place where so many different kinds of conversations would unfold and go until the wee hours of the morning, and tears and laughter and games where people were like uptight, all those. It was just like, it's one of the pieces we still have in our lives, even though we don't sit at it frequently or ever.
No, we do not.
But it's something that we've got still. And it's like, yeah.
It's one of the things that the kids will fight over when the time comes. I want a handful of things. They're like, I want that.
Yeah, want the table.
I want good things.
Yeah.
That just, few.
But that hold that. Yeah. So
then it all changed.
Yeah. It did. The house became a home because we had a really good connection between us and the kids. Things shifted, and for a long time it was a lot of baton passing, but it all of a sudden became this really safe place. And we didn't it wasn't like revolving doors or people were just coming and going. It felt like it was the most content I can say for myself that I ever felt in our space. I just felt like everything had its place. It just felt good. But I think that's because of knowing that we felt good. And I had come through like a mental breakdown, and there was all these things we had weeded through, and we'd continued to find each other. And I remember you doing these experiences in our house where it was like church in our house with the kids. It was a way to connect with the kids because we were in
it was art therapy.
Totally.
Yeah.
It was. And there was these beautiful things that made I just brought the connection deeper than we'd ever experienced, I think. And talking about things.
It gave you something to gather around.
Yeah.
It gave us something like intentional to gather around as a family and take time every week to do this art craft experience that would allow people to express what they're feeling, what they're thinking. Sometimes it was about things you need to let go of. And then you have a physical representation of writing that out and then dropping that into this bucket tied to a rock, and you like see it sink to the bottom and you actually let go of things, or the gratitude tree, and then the kids started doing their own.
Yeah.
Right? Like pick a stuffed animal.
That was so cute.
And then like dress it up or something like that. Like
it was pick a stuffed animal that best resembles you. So Ellie brought all her stuffed animals downstairs to the table.
There was a few.
There was a lot. And she's like, pick one that best represents you. And then on a little card, write the things that are unique about you.
Right. Yes.
And then your stuffed animal will hold the card. And it was just like, write all the things that are unique about you. And it was really cool seeing it from her perspective, 4-year-old Ellie at the time, just like what was like what she found intriguing. And it was creating spaces for the kids to really express themselves and for us to express ourselves, which created this other kind of depth and connection that made our home feel like a home. But really what was happening is we were becoming very much a home with each other.
Right.
Yeah. And then a song played.
Yes. So with my new line of work, just to catch everyone up, working with a group of friends and doctors down in Central Valley, California. And the idea was to move down there, but that requires a visa process. So we went to the border, tried getting across. They're like, no, you don't qualify for this type of visa. Try this one, tried that one. It didn't work. And it got down to like looking for this one specific type of visa that we applied for, which is a bit like winning the lottery.
Yeah.
Didn't expect it to happen. We were probably in the best space we'd been in as a family together, you and me, good flow. And then we win the lottery and
literally
get the visa.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay. So we go down there and find a house.
So back it up a second, because I think what's really interesting is we all knew this wasn't a quick process. This whole process was about 2 years from the beginning when we first went to the border.
Yes.
That whole process was like 2 years. So there's I think in me, there was like a settling and being like, it's not going to happen. And that's okay.
Yeah.
And then because at first it was like, I want to go. Like, I'm so excited to go, I just, and then it just was like, okay, that's a really lofty dream. It's probably not going to happen. And that's okay. And so I think part of me became really settled with where we were and content. And we were really at a really good, healthy space for us and the kids. And there was lots of growth within us. And then what we said, you're like, if I ever get the visa, I will play this specific song. And so this was like far off.
Song title's California.
Yeah. Song title's California.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's very specific song.
Yeah.
Beginning and everything. And so the song starts playing. And
so I had the Sonos, so I had the whole house wired together. So like I just started playing it.
And we're all like, I remember being in my bedroom and looking across the hall at the kids, and I was like, and we just all dashed downstairs. And you're sitting there at the kitchen table, and you're just like, your face is just like all like beaming. You've got your smile, and you're just like, the song's playing, and we all come down and we're dancing in the kitchen to the song. We're like, what? Is this real? Because you had just got an email saying we've been accepted.
So anticlimactic. It's just like, open this email attachment and you get it. Like, no fanfare, no nothing.
There's no trumpets.
Just, there you go.
Yeah. So we're dancing around the kitchen and we're like, what does this mean now? Like, part of me was so excited, but there was another part of me that was equally as sad because it felt like we finally had worked through so much stuff, and it felt like I finally had the capacity to like want to do life, It come through such a dark season, and we had gone through so much stuff that it was like finally we were happy, like not happy, but we were content, and we were just good. Like, it was really good. And I was working, I'd become an Ayurvedic massage therapist. And so I had a spa room in our house, and I had a ton of clients, but it was like not too much, not too little. It was just like, we had found this really beautiful flow of life that wasn't a go, 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 but it was a cadence that felt good. And so when we get this, the song playing in the house, I'm just like, what? And the kids are screaming and excited, and they're like, now what? Now what's the next process? Which can take us to where you were. You're like, so we go down to California.
Yeah. Yeah, I skipped ahead there a little bit. There's so much you have to do to make it all work. Yeah. And so then begins the process. It's like, okay, we got to find a place.
Yeah.
We got to sell our place.
Yeah.
Or rent it out. But like, how do we make it all work? Like, how do you?
Because there was a 3-year visa, right?
3-year visa.
Yeah.
But that can be extended, and then you can get residency and stuff like that. And we weren't sure exactly what the plans were, but that was sort of the way it was heading.
Yeah.
And so go down there and look at all these rental properties and
looked at buying one.
Yeah. And tried to figure out how to do that, but it's hard to buy property there if you're not Canadian. Like if you are Canadian, there's like all these other things you have to do. It's not that big a deal, but it's like uncertain. Anyways, we find this house on an almond
orchard.
Oh. Yeah. And it's like up on the hill overlooking this valley of all these almond trees.
So beautiful.
Which would have been super dusty. But
yeah,
had this huge garage. I'm like, I can build stuff in there. And it's like a little bit removed from the town. So we're going to live out on a farm.
It's like, across the street was horses. The girls love horses.
This could be it.
Pool. We're just like, is this what?
Yeah.
So we apply.
Put down our deposit.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, you can move in at this time. So put down big deposit on this property and then go back and sell ours.
Which happened so fast.
Yeah. Got everything ready, sold it, and then started to pack everything into boxes.
And this was packing like we had moved so many times, like we mentioned. But this was packing like we'd never experienced. Every single box had to be itemized with a number that had to correlate with a spreadsheet that had the items on that and the box titled. It took hours, hours upon hours upon hours to just do like the kitchen cupboards and everything. If you want to find something, you're like, look on the spreadsheet. That's in box 46. I think we had 198 boxes.
No, we had 128 boxes.
28 boxes. Okay.
That's a lot of shit.
That's a lot of stuff. A lot. And that didn't count for the furniture.
No.
Because we had kind of pared down a bit, but there was still a lot of things that were like, we wanted to like, we knew the house, we knew the floor plan, but we hadn't actually gone in it because we couldn't, right? We couldn't get in. We couldn't
get in when we were there.
No, but we saw like, we could see all the bedrooms and the layout. We're like, okay, this stuff will be great here. And we wanted to have that home feeling and bring a lot of our things. And that was probably more me than you, but I really wanted to have the stuffies, you know?
Yeah, but I also wanted my tools in the garage.
Yeah, that's true.
It was just like, they had a whole bunch of wine barrels on the property that I was going to turn into like rocking chairs or something. I was like, had these lofty ideals of like, I'm going to do this thing on this side. Ridiculous.
Yeah, but I mean, we're creative people. We love to be creative.
Yeah,
so
but
we kept our hot glue guns and saws. Let's be real. And then we had to get a moving company because that's how it works. You have to have a company, a registered company who can go across the border with all of your things. And that they came and that
they picked up everything and took it to Vancouver.
Yeah, and waited for us.
And then we went.
We packed 5 days of clothing because we're like, we'll make it kind of a trip. And we just actually think it was more like 3 days of clothing because we just needed enough to kind of make it a bit of an experience and stop at a few places along the way.
We stopped in Seattle on the way, see a friend.
Yeah, we had snacks. Our family had sent us a bunch of like letters that we could open when we got there. And Lisa Wood like packed all, our friend of ours, she packed all these like snacks and like little treasures for the kids to open along the way. So it's like partly, it was like something to do over the 36 hours of travel, something to look forward to. And it was May 1st, 2018.
Yep.
My dad's birthday.
And it was super early in the morning. It was like 4, 5, something like that.
Yeah.
Still dark out. So it must have been like 5. We roll up to the border.
We have our dog, who we're most concerned about.
Yeah.
Like, the dog needs
so we have paperwork for the car. We have paperwork for the moving company. And
we've already been pre-approved.
Yeah. We're already stamped.
We're good to go.
Our visas are in place.
Yeah.
We've gone across. Everything's ready to go.
Just the kids
need to take 2 days driving down because that's when we get our property down there.
Yeah.
And then so the 2 days later, the truck was going to come.
Yeah.
And meet us down there. And so the kids had to get their stamp, which is like $15 per kid, because the visa's under my name. So you couldn't work down there or anything like that. It was all under me. And roll up, and this guy's like, "Where are you going?" Border agent. Agent Owens.
I remember that feeling of pulling up to it and being like kind of butt clenching, being like, okay, everything should be fine, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, we're bringing all our stuff, but like like you said, the dog was the thing we were most concerned about, because you had to have different paperwork. And anyways, and he's like, "What are you doing here?" I'm like, "Or where are you going?" Like, we're heading down to California. Got a visa down there, going to work for the next couple of years. This is paperwork. I give him the paperwork and the visa. And he's like, "What's this?" I'm like, it's my visa. It's an H-1B visa. He's like, "Were you some sort of movie star or something?" No, not really. But it's like, "Well, how'd you get this visa?" I'm like, "I applied for it and your country gave it to me." He says, "You're going to have to prove to me you deserve this." Yeah. I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Inside.
Park your car."
It's like, "What?" But we're approved. Everything is in place. It's like, "Inside." So I go and park the car over in the little holding area. Go inside. He's like, "Everybody inside."
Yeah.
So we all go inside and sit on the bench.
And our dog, who has mass anxiety because he's a rescue, is losing his mind because he hates
sitting
cars
in the
to
car.
begin it.
Yeah.
And we sat in the front there and just like watched them communicate with you, and all just like sitting on pins and needles. And then eventually you're being passed back and forth from room to room.
You're sitting on a bench, like a bench, for hours.
Like 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours.
Going through paperwork.
Kids haven't eaten anything, so we're just sitting there. We can't go anywhere. We have to ask to use the bathroom.
So we're going. What's this company you're going to? Oh, it's a company down in Central Valley. Well, we looked it up. There's no website. I'm like, "Yeah, there is." Turns out the website went down that night. So I'm calling the guys. I'm like, "Hey, the website's down. They're trying to find something." I'm like, "Can you just talk to the people there?" He's like, "I'm not interested in talking to anybody else but you." It's like, okay. And so he's going through all the paperwork, asking me all sorts of questions. What's this? What's this? What's this? And then, like you said, move from room to room.
Pass from person to person.
They're in there. They're asking about my history, how I met the people down in California, how if I was doing this as work, how would I qualify for this? Accuse me of all sorts of stuff, of buying my bachelor's degree.
Right.
When it was just like, "How much do you pay for this bachelor's degree?" I'm like, "Well, I paid 23 years of work."
Yeah.
Like, it's an equivalency. That's what,
yeah.
Your other parts of your country seem to validate that and let it happen. So
yeah,
you're contradicting that, the whole thing, back and forth. We're in the office and different people are coming in and he's explaining to them what's going on and they're laughing about it. They're making fun of me. Like, "Oh, there's a big pastor guy in here doing this thing." They're mocking me. It was so confusing, like, as to like, how is this happening? Like, how is this allowed? It was 2018. So, hey, buddy.
Thanks.
Hey, Riggers. It's 2018. So it was like 1 year into the Trump presidency and all the border stuff had shifted.
Right.
The balance of power. I remember sitting in that office and seeing that Trump picture on the wall, just this cat-like grin on this face just hanging there. And like, whatever anybody thinks of that, it's just like all the rules had shifted and changed. And it became apparent that it's like, this is not happening. Not only is this not happening, I have to figure out a way to get out of this without going to jail.
Yeah, and it's so crazy because you hadn't done anything wrong. We did everything through an American lawyer, immigration lawyer, but there was so much tension around. Like, do you remember there was I remember when the kids and I left, you could see us through the window and you weren't sure where they were taking us.
Yeah.
And because there was so much other stuff going on with other borders and things happening with children, being taken away and things like that.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of
the southern border with families being separated and removed.
That's right. Yeah.
So there's all the stuff that's going on.
So we were there. I think at hour 6 they let us go outside to get the kids something to eat, because by this time it was 5. We're now nearing noon and the kids haven't had anything to eat since we got there. And at the time Ellie was 8. So we have some little people still.
Yeah.
And we go to get some food and you saw us out the window, and I remember afterwards you're like, I didn't know where they were taking you. Like, you don't know what this could look like.
Yeah.
Because feels like you are a criminal and you don't have any.
You are.
Yeah, like you've no rights.
Like you're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, but in those scenarios, last line of defense, some of them think they are.
Yeah.
And so I remember listening to all the conversations out in the hallway of other people that were coming through and being detained and having to explain why they brought rice in their camper, this old couple, and then they got like turned away because they were carrying rice. And it's like whatever certain motives were behind each agent's prejudice and bias, they could find reason to do whatever they want. Is what it felt like. And it was for the first time in my life I felt what it's like to be powerless, to be on the underside of power. And like there's people that live through that every single day. There's people that drive to work hoping not to be pulled over because they could be shot just because of somebody's prejudice, just because of somebody's opinion of their skin color or their religion or their race. And I'd never experienced that or felt that, to be powerless. And to have someone hold your future. And do whatever they want with it. It's terrible. I can't imagine what it's like for some people to have to deal with that every day. It's a horrible feeling. But I only had to experience it for 8-10 hours. But then the time came, and they're like, we're deporting you. And it's like, okay, like back to Canada. Like, yeah, you're going back. I'm like, can I have my visa? And he's like, no, that's mine. It's like, oh, this is a trophy. Right? And I still have the writing in my passport. Marks it all up with red ink. And it's like right over top my visa stamp and everything. He's like, denied or removed. Removed. I think is what it says. And it's just a complete asshole about the whole thing. Which
wasn't it he, the same guy who said, I've been here for a year and what was his?
No. He had only been there for a year and a half.
Right.
When you're sitting around, you get to hear some things.
Yeah.
And he had removed more people than anybody else in the branch, else in that location. And so it was notches on the belt for this dude. He was just like, got another one. Got another one. And he was the last line of defense for this nation. So, or at least viewed himself that way. And do the paperwork, sign the thing, get my paperwork back, sign another thing. But he says, like, so this is your ban and this is your removal. I'm like, my ban? He's like, yeah, you're being removed. We're going to take your visa and you're being banned from the United States. And I'm just like, wait, what? Like this was not anything anybody had mentioned.
Yeah.
It was brand new. And I'm like, okay, like how long does this ban in effect? And then that's when Owens was back over his shoulder. He's like, lifetime. You're never coming back here. It's like,
whoa.
What?
Yeah.
Like, how? And they had the unilateral power.
Yeah.
Just to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's on me to fight that.
Yeah.
To prove that I wasn't lying on a resume.
Yeah.
Because that's what it came down to. They said I was lying on my documentation, specifically my resume, about a job title.
Right.
And that was it.
Didn't need anything more.
Needed nothing else. And so now it's up to me to do all the paperwork and the appeals and all these things in order to just correct somebody else's lie.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like their own rules, their own understanding that they took for themselves.
Yeah.
Didn't have to have anything to back it up. It just was like, no. And I remember that one guy talking to us. It was actually his superior, his supervisor, who said,
"Great shirt."
He
rode in on a motorbike with that great shirt on.
I remember that. That's one thing I remembered him. He had the nicest, kindest demeanor. And he's like, "I'm so sorry." He said, "There's nothing I can do. Once one of our agents decides something, we have to all confirm and back that up." And he's like, "I'm really sorry this has happened to you." But he escorted us out. He was fantastic. Fantastic. I think if we would have been there like an hour later, our future would have looked so different, you know? Mm-hmm. And I remember driving away from the border and all of us were just like shock and absolute shock. And poor you had been through 8 hours of interrogation. I didn't know what.
So you just need food.
Yeah.
We need like just numb, absolutely numb. Because it's just like the rug just gets pulled out from underneath you. You're falling. You're like falling into what? Like you don't even know. It's like down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Where you go. And so it's just like next order of business, find somewhere to eat.
Yeah.
It's just like it was Jamba Juice.
Yeah, I was just gonna say booster juice, but yeah, it was Jamba Juice. Yeah.
Okay, there's something.
Yeah.
And you like pull off on the side of the road. It's like maybe 2 miles away from the border.
Yeah.
And you just pull in, and it's just I don't remember if you ordered or I ordered. I have no idea. It was just a blur.
I honestly think the kids might have ordered.
Because just go in and get a whole bunch of juices.
Yeah.
And then we drove to. We had nowhere to go.
No, we had nowhere, and our stuff was in limbo. They were waiting for us to cross the border to give them the okay. We've crossed the border. Now we can come with your things.
Yeah.
So they're waiting for us, and you go to a park. You're like, where should we go? And you found this park, and I remember us sitting at this picnic table, and at this point, I don't think you even really had communicated anything to any of us because you're in complete shock and like what just happened. And then it's like, okay, what happened? Because we were just sitting outside, waiting and waiting and waiting, never assuming that we would be going back.
Yeah.
And so at the picnic table, and you told us, you're like, what had happened? And then you had to make the calls to the guys.
I had to break down first.
Yeah.
And like, it was really weird because it was very numb.
Yeah.
And shock and disbelief. And then you're like racing ahead days and weeks and years. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, okay, everything that you had considered is now removed. It's like, it's just gone.
Yeah.
But not because you're like, I can appeal, we can make something happen. So you've got all of these conflicting things. And it's just like, okay, it's just so much emotion that you just, so I had a little breakdown.
Yeah.
And then had to call the guys and be like, hey, like, this is what's going on. This is what's happening. And then it's like, we got to find somewhere to go.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where do we go? It was already late in the day.
Well, because the lawyer had said, like, you called
Stay
him.
close.
Stay close. Like, we're going to work this out. This is just abuse of power.
Yeah.
Let me work on this. And then you had to go spend, well, first of all, we're like, where are we going to go? We have our dog.
Yeah.
You know, it's summer in BC, or I guess May in BC. And we're like, and the hotel wouldn't allow our dog to come.
So we had to find a kennel.
For our dog, who has mass anxiety. And he goes to this kennel for the night.
We go to a hotel for the night. And I'm like talking to lawyers and taking pictures of all my paperwork because I couldn't find a fax machine or anything. Is it like faxing? I was a thing. And like started sending off all the paperwork to them. They're like, we're going to look into this. We're going to figure it out. You got to stay close, blah, blah, blah. And just like, well, there's a pool here. Let's just send the kids to the pool.
I remember taking the kids to the pool and you sitting up at the desk.
Mm-hmm.
And the lawyer wanted you to rewrite everything that happened. As many details as you could remember and recall from that time. So you were in that room for like hours.
Typing
and reliving all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And the kids, and I remember being in the hot tub and just like staring.
Forgot about that.
Yeah. Staring into the distance, being like, what just happened? And what, as parents, are supposed to know the next thing. And we didn't know. Not only did we not know the next thing, we had no idea what was going on with our future. We just like sold everything, like our home and the things that felt like we had, things that were ours. And we had our car and we had probably 3/4 of the things that we had originally owned in this van, this moving truck.
Do you remember? We're at the hotel and in walks some family, some like relatives of relatives.
Oh, yeah.
So like,
I forgot about this.
Yeah. In walks a couple people that are,
I don't even know.
Gossipy.
Okay. I don't even remember who they are.
At best, like it's a little gossipy. Like there's a lot of tension with that side of the family's family.
Okay.
Like, so anyways, and like in they walk, they're like, oh, what are you guys doing here? And it's just like, I can't tell you anything. Nobody knows what's going on.
No.
We haven't really talked to anyone outside of guys in California and lawyers. Like they had time, and it's just like, oh, we're just taking a day.
And we're like
in another province,
crying our eyes out for hours.
It's just like, oh my God.
I forgot about that.
So then, we send off all the stuff. Got up the next morning, went and picked up Mumford,
who had literally lost his mind.
He had no voice.
No, he didn't.
From barking all night. He was so traumatized.
Well, he had spent 8 hours in the car. He could see us from the window, but we couldn't go out. And they wouldn't let us. He's
absorbing everyone's stress and confusion, and then he's on his own.
And he's on his own and in a kennel.
And he doesn't do good in those situations.
No. So he is like trying to bark. He's just so traumatized. And the lawyer again's like, just stay close. So we're like, where do we go? Like, what do we do? So we have a friend who we've known for a long time, and they had a small cabin that wasn't too far from where.
500-600 square feet, something like that.
Yeah, it's like
2
bedroom,
cabin.
1 bathroom.
Really pretty.
Yeah, and they're like, we messaged them, and they're like, oh my gosh, like we're not going to be up to there till the summer sometime, so go ahead, like it's empty. And this is like, whatever, May 3rd or something at this point. So we head over there, and I feel like all of us at that point just started to fall apart.
Mm-hmm.
Just the reality of like everything we had let go of for this beautiful idea and dream that had been sitting there for 2 years. And I remember feeling, and I've told you this before, but I told it to you way later. I remember feeling when we were packing the boxes, this isn't actually happening. Like something in me was like, this isn't happening.
Right.
And I was like, but it's happening. Like your head's just getting in the way. Of course it's happening. You have the visas, you've gone to your house, like everything's lined up. But something in me just was like, this feels like it's not happening,
right.
And then when that happened, I was like, oh my gosh, like somewhere in my nowhere, I knew this wasn't happening. But now what? The lawyer feels very promising. Your conversations with the lawyer felt very promising. Like, this is all going to get worked out. You just need a bit of time. I need this information. And I think after a week, it's like you're thinking, okay, anytime.
Turned into 2 weeks.
Turned into 2 weeks.
Turned into a month.
Yeah.
Turned into 2 months.
Yeah. Turned into 15 weeks.
In a tiny little cabin.
Yeah. We had 5 days of clothing. Well, 3 days of clothing, because we're traveling light because everything's in the van.
Meanwhile, my stuff is all in all our stuff that we had in the moving company. It's in Vancouver. They're like, we got to offload it. We need to use our trucks.
Yeah.
So they have to offload it into shipping containers.
Yeah.
And store it. So now I'm paying for a vacation for all my stuff.
Yeah. To hang out in Vancouver.
To do its thing while we sit and wait.
Yeah.
And I think there was just a point where we're like,
we're going crazy.
We have to leave here.
Yeah.
We can't exist here anymore.
Yeah.
Like, resort life is fun for a couple of weeks, but then it's just like, no.
It's fun if you kind of know what you're doing. It's an entirely different world when you are sitting in complete limbo. Like, I remember us sitting at, I think it was week 6 or something at the cabin, and we're like, maybe we should read the letters our family sent us to open when we were supposed to be arriving in California. And we sat there and we just cried at the fact that the stream wasn't happening. And then I remember reading one letter from Kendra, and she was like, I can't believe they let you in. I can't believe they let you into the country. And just joking, smiley face. And I'm like, they didn't though, and just, feeling that deep sense of loss.
Mm-hmm.
and lost. Like, up until this point, we'd worked so hard and we had come so far to feel like we were going in the right direction, and we had finally connected to be like, I am literally tumbling, and I don't even know how to create a safe feeling for the kids because we don't know what's next.
Yeah. Then enough was enough.
Yeah.
So then, remember, we had to decide, like, we can't sit here.
Mm-hmm.
What do we do? Do we go back?
Yeah.
Do we just go start our life again and pick up where we left off? Do we keep waiting?
Yeah.
Do we keep appealing? Do we move somewhere else?
Yeah.
So it's like, well, if we did move somewhere else, where would we move? Because we didn't really want to go back.
No.
It felt wrong to go back.
Yeah.
At least to me. It felt like, no, that's not right. I'm not supposed to go back. I don't think we should go back.
Yeah.
So where do we go?
Yeah.
It's like, well, working remotely, so we can kind of go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So then got these, I was like, let's figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's time to move beyond this and dream a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And if something does come through, then we can always pivot, but we have to not sit in limbo. We can't sit in nothingness.
No.
We have to have a direction.
And we kept ourselves busy enough as we could. Like, I remember us getting these cookbooks. Do you remember? We found these cookbooks.
Yeah.
So
I remember.
Make your own cheese. And we were just keeping ourselves busy. We renovated the whole cabin for our friends. So we're we can do some stuff. We've done a lot of renovating. And they're like, great. So you did a beautiful shiplap wall for them, or
it was a thank you for letting us stay there. But it was
also
stay busy.
Great for us to stay busy.
Yeah.
And we had I feel like we came to the end of that. We're I don't know what else we can do.
So I got these giant Post-it notes, big
life-size
sticky sheets for poster board, and put them all over the windows. The one wall had, I think, 8 windows or something along it. And so we just covered it with these things. It's each one was something different. It's okay, if you could go anywhere, where would you like to go?
Yeah.
And then the next one is, if you could do anything, what are the experiences in life you want to have? Do you want to go surfing? Do you want to go scuba diving? Do you want to go mountain climbing? What are the things you want to do?
Mm-hmm.
And then there was limitations. What do we need?
Right.
well, we have to have internet connection, a good internet in order to work. We have to have these things. So, and then I can't remember what was on all of them, but it ended up like listing all these things and all these places. And so we started trying to connect. Okay, this place has these 5 things and it has these things, but we can't go there because of this one thing or whatever. Right? It was trying to figure out the location. And it narrowed it down a bit, but it was like,
because it was a wildest dream board. Really.
Oh yeah,
it was like your wildest dreams. Yeah. Like, what do you want to see? It's like, I want to be in like the safari, and I want to go scuba diving, and like just their wildest dreams. And we're talking kids between the ages of 8 and 15. So it's like anything, just throw it up on the wall. And that went on for a couple hours. And it was like, you're the one that said it at the end. We're like, what are we going to do? Like, what will we pick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then someone had the audacity to say, well, why don't we just do it all for a short amount of time and figure out where we want to land? Because if we're going somewhere, because the plan was to go somewhere for good.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Let's try it all and see what we like.
Yeah.
It's like, well, this is a stupid idea. And it felt right. It felt like, okay, let's do that then. So now what do we do?
Yeah.
Now we find a place for our stuff to land.
Let's take it back on its field trip and bring it back to Alberta.
Yeah, it's done its vacation. So we call the moving company. They load it back up. They ship it back to Calgary.
Yeah.
To your parents' house because they had the acreage at the time and it had a huge garage. And they're like, yeah, just stick it in the garage while you figure out. It's like, okay. And so then offloading all of these boxes, sticking them in the garage. And then it's like, okay, what are we going to do with all this? Are we just going to store it?
Yeah.
Like, we just paid
$10,000 or whatever it was, $15,000 to take our
stuff
on
just to take it on a field trip. So it's just like, and we're going to store it for what, a year? And then come back to it? And it's like, well, let's try to
pare it down.
Get it down to only what we need. Only the stuff we love. So our table makes it, a few other things. And it was just, it was a lot of stuff that made it.
A lot of stuff made
all the pots and pans and all the things like, we're going to need those one day. And it's like, over the years, we keep visiting this pile of stuff that keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
And down to like a corner of my parent's basement now.
Yeah. But at the time,
it was
a lot to go through, 192 or 28 boxes. And our family like coming there and going through all of our stuff with us, our kids, and like that overwhelming feeling of just like, we're doing this again. Like I just did this. And you coming in there and like, how are you doing? And I just break down and be like, I just did this though, and having to like, and I loved, the thing is I loved what we had there. It felt like maybe I was holding on to the idea of keeping what we had, and part of the home feel that we had was because of what we had to put into the space to make it feel that way. Like we had these tufted chairs that always comes up because I love tufted chairs, and it was on either end of our gorgeous table, and it was a place that you and I would meet every morning and have tea together. It was a place that I would write in, and it just like, it felt like, like letting those tufted chairs go is like letting, I just remember just crying. It was like letting go of one of my friends, because I had spent so much time and so much of me had unfolded in those chairs, so much of discovery and like growth and meals and conversations and tea and books, like,
but that it holds space for those things.
Totally.
Right? Like it's a placeholder. It's like when someone loses a loved one.
Yeah.
Right? And they hold on to their thing, whatever the thing was.
Yeah.
And then one day they lose that thing.
Yeah.
So that's when they actually lose the person.
Yeah.
Right? Because you put all this affection and this romanticized idea of memories being attached to things, and they're not.
Yeah.
Those they act as triggers, and they can hold you, but it gives you something to hold on to.
Totally.
And so I get that.
That was hard.
That was hard.
That was really hard. And we did that all really quickly. Once we decided,
we
went back to Calgary. We sold a bunch of our stuff. I remember seeing like our friends like haul out with things and just being like, there it goes, you know, and just seeing people, it was great because the people that we loved, but seeing them love things that we had, that had held us so well in our own space. And then it was, I believe it was September 4th, we set off to our first place.
Scotland.
Yeah. We got smoking good deal on flights. And we didn't have no clue where we were going except for our first destination. And we went to Scotland.
Everybody got a backpack and half of a carry-on.
Yeah, we were minimalist. We were like, I went through this big, this had to make sense to me, right? I was like, we had to have gone through this for it to be
a reason.
Yeah, like what's the reason?
Yeah.
So I remember like finding this couple on Instagram, Bucket List Family, and they sold other things, and they like became really like, people were following them, and that became their source of income. I was like, well, maybe that's what this is. Maybe that's what this is about. So I was like, well, what kind of story do I want to tell? Oh, I want to be like, I think we should travel minimalistically, and I think we should be buying clothes ethically, and we should be only buying or buying recycled clothing. And so I can just remember this. We got rid of clothes that we loved. I don't even know why we did this. Well, I kind of know why, but we got rid of clothes that we loved because we wanted to replenish with only recyclable clothing or clothing that was made ethically. And so we basically had 10 things. It was like a wardrobe that could be intermixed anyway. It could be dressed up, it could be dressed down. The kids all had, I think, a pair of shoes or two, and it was everything was recycled clothing. And I remember actually like sending letters out to businesses being like, do you want to sponsor us in this? And like, I had no idea what I'm doing. I'm just trying to make sense of this chaos. And I think it was actually a big distraction of like my grief.
Try to become an influencer with no following.
Yeah, no following. And like, I'm going to do this. This is great. And it's going to make a lot of sense. And I don't know how, but it will, you know? And it's something I felt like I really wanted to do in order to make sense of the chaos. And I felt really embarrassed too. Like it was humbling to be like,
I'm a criminal. Right?
Yeah. Like for doing nothing, for following their rules, you know? And then you're just like, it makes sense of this. I remember when we left for Scotland, I was so nervous that we were going to get booted out on entry. I was like, what if they don't let us in? What if they don't let us in? You're like, relax. I'm like, they're probably not going to let us into the country. Just being so scared, so much trauma. Yeah. And just that constant feel of fearing that something was going to go wrong again. And then once we got past that, and we were in our place in Scotland, in Edinburgh, waking up in like sweats, just being like, where am I? You ever woke up when you're in your house as a kid, especially this happened to me, and you wake somehow during the night.
You turned around in the night?
You turned around, you're at the foot end of the bed, and you're like,
you can't figure out,
where am I? Yeah.
Was I captured?
Yeah.
Someone kidnapped me.
I don't recognize this, right? And that's how I felt many, many mornings in Scotland. Be like, whoa, where are we? Oh my gosh, we have no home. We have no car, because we sold our car too. We rented our dog out. No, we let somebody we love take care of our dog. And it was just like the oh shit moment, like for weeks. Like it was like my body was in Scotland, but my head had not caught up with all the things that had happened. So I was living in two different places. One was like, wow, look at these castles and these streets. And the other part of my head was like, wow, we have no car, we have no house. Like what just happened, and trying to make sense of any of this. And it didn't make sense to do the traveling. People were like, what are you doing? You know, like you have a family. How long are you going to be able to do this for? And we're like, I don't know. It feels like the next right decision. But man, that was the days in Scotland and the fear of losing you or of something else going wrong. Like I was stuck in this like bit of a wheel of, oh shit, we're going to die.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And it's like all the things that you measure success in life by.
Yeah.
Right? Like the house and the car and the things that you put in the house and the car and the stuff you tow behind your car to go to your cabin to do like all the waypoints that society gives you as success was all gone.
Yeah.
All of it.
Yeah.
And like you had half a suitcase
Yeah.
to yourself.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Mm-hmm. And we wouldn't even let ourselves buy stuff because we had a rule. Like if you bought something, you had to get rid of 2 things so that we could keep it minimal.
Yeah.
And like all of our toothpaste and hair products, it was all like barred, the bars, so that we didn't have to buy it everywhere we went, and we could continue to use it. It wouldn't be something that we never checked a bag. Everything was a carry-on.
Yeah.
We never had any liquids with us. And so like we traveled so lightly and very, very seldom added stuff to those things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was interesting going shopping.
Yeah.
We're not shopping, just wandering around being like, I love this thing.
Yeah.
But what am I going to do?
Yeah.
What am I going to get rid of to carry around this?
Yeah.
So you don't get it.
Yeah.
So it's incredibly liberating in one sense, but like very different programming.
Very like reprogramming.
Unlearn all the things. It's like, because these are the things you do to have security. But security can be removed from you like that.
Yeah.
We need to experience that. So like security itself is just an illusion. And it's just waking up to that reality, and all the waypoints, the things that you used to hold on to, just dissipating and going away.
And doing life completely different, because I love a good dollar store, and I love a good craft, and I love going to the secondhand shop. So my programming was just like, oh, let's get this cute little game, or like, oh, this would be a great picnic blanket. Like, just like, you don't realize how your mind is working when you're going out. You go to the dollar store and like, oh, these are really cute. This would organize my cutlery. You know, like you just don't realize the little micro purchases that you make that take up a lot of your time.
Yeah.
And now you're in a place where you don't buy anything. Like you just don't, other than maybe sometimes buying a candle or something for an Airbnb.
Sometimes buying a candle?
Always buying a candle. That's true. I think I bought
a candle?
Many candles. Okay, so my splurge on the traveling has been candles, because you can burn those and you don't take them with you. And I love candles always. Yeah, I do buy candles a lot. It's my thing. But you can burn it and you have that timeline, and then you don't bring it with you. So it was a big program shift in my brain. This idea of seeing all these, and you're in Europe. You're in Scotland. Right. You're like, it's not just like things you would find at home. You're like, oh my gosh, like such unique and different things that you and when you go on a trip, typically, I mean, most of us who go on a vacation, we know we're coming back with stuff, right?
Right.
And this was like, we don't know how long we were going. We anticipated maybe a year.
One of the dreams I had before we started traveling was like to go on a trip with empty bags. Remember?
Yeah.
I told you this. I was like, let's just go on a trip, empty bags, and then we can fill them up with new stuff and bring it back.
Yeah.
Like,
so great. Yeah. No.
That's going to make me happy.
It feels so good. No, we had our 10 items. I'm pretty sure it was about that.
Yeah.
And the truth of it is, typically you wear your 10 favorite things anyway. So that was easy, but it was hard to want to part with those things because you really did like the 10 things that you had. So the idea of buying some sweater, like, do I love it more than what I have though? And I don't think if it was one rare occasion, I think in Spain, I bought a pair of green pants.
There was several.
And a jacket.
And a jacket. And a cashmere sweater in Scotland.
Yeah, that I still have.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But yeah, I think it was just the programming. And then from there, from Scotland, we went to London, right?
Yep.
And I was so scared. Remember, you're like, let's go to this cute little place, cafe. And I was like, I'm pretty sure someone's going to try to kill us here. Because we're living in an area that was so much graffiti. Like, they'd taken the buildings and all of the streets basically, and there was just tons of graffiti. And
which for that area of London is common.
Yes, but for me, coming from Airdrie, 10 years, little suburban area, that was huge for me, and I felt constantly at risk.
Hang tight. We'll be back after this short break. Season 2 is finally here. When I first started the Naked podcast, I honestly had no idea where it would lead us. I just knew that honest conversations really do matter. Somewhere along the line, I realized that the best parts often happen after we stop recording, the quieter moments, the ones you don't plan for. So this season, I'm inviting my guests to stay a little longer for those conversations. I am so excited to share that the Naked podcast now has a Patreon, a space with extended episodes, written versions of my solo pieces, and a few of the things I am building just for you. If this show has moved you, made you feel seen, or just kept you company, I'd love for you to join me there. All the details are in the show notes, just a little invitation to stay a bit longer. As we take this short break, think about someone who might need this story in their ears today and pass it on. Now, let's get back into it.
Here we are, you on my left again, and I was just saying to you that our better sides is actually the other side.
I tried last time.
I know you did.
We were not having it.
I just think we're cuter on the other side.
The back side?
No.
I don't have much butt.
No, you don't. You don't. Do you remember where we were?
You wanted to switch?
Do you want to try it?
I wanted to try it last time.
Okay, let's try it.
All right.
It sounds like we're climbing out of an attic when we get out of these chairs.
It's director chairs?
Yeah.
Lawn chairs?
Okay.
Oh, that's so much better.
Yeah, you look cuter on that side.
Mm.
Okay, you know where we were? Do you have any idea? We kind of just cut it off.
Apparently we were in Narnia?
We were in Narnia. I know, because we're sitting in front of this beautiful, I don't even know when this would have been made, but a long time ago. And it has like a big lock on it, and I told the kids, like, this is the door to Narnia. So maybe we could take you on an adventure.
It's funny, actually, when you talk about, I remember the first time we came back after the first year away. I know I'm sort of jumping forward a little bit, but you come back and it was like hitting a treadmill that's like running, or like going through the airport and you get on one of those like moving walkways.
Yeah.
You're just like, whoa, I'm going fast. Like everything's moving.
Yeah.
And I just remember like time went by so quickly when we were back in Canada. Like it's just busyness. Things were just going and happening.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me realize, oh, okay, I often use when people ask me about traveling, I often use the story of Narnia, where it's like, you go and live an entire life in this other space. Yeah. And then you find yourself tumbling back, and it seems like you are reinserted into a lifetime ago. Mm-hmm. You've lived all of this other thing over here, and you get thrown back into your normal life. And it's like, it's weird because time stretches so much when we're traveling, when we're out, because like the mind is constantly trying to do like conversions on money and where's safe and what's not safe, and where do we go to get food, and what's a good thing to eat. You're never on autopilot where you just sort of drive home from work one day and don't even remember your drive. Yeah, it never happens. No. So it's kind of a funny thing though, finding a wardrobe.
Yeah. No,
that whole thing in.
I do remember coming back from traveling the first year, and it's like, we've talked about this, how different cities have a heartbeat. It's like when you're a child and you come home and you don't need to see your mom, but you just know she's mad, and you're like, I'll just be going to my room, because you can feel that essence. And I think as we've traveled, we realize like different cities.
Hopefully it's not me. Yeah. It was always me.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
No, but having like each city has.
That's why when you're mad now,
pace. Yeah,
I'm just like, just please be one of the kids.
No, not me.
Oh, she's disappointed in me.
But you can feel it, like a pulse.
Yeah,
I was like a pulse of cities and villages. You can kind of feel when it's rapid, and I think that's one thing we noticed, or I noticed coming back, was just the rapidness of life. Maybe that's partly because we know so many people there and things like that, so it's easy to get on that treadmill of life. But
it's routine. Yeah. It's normal.
You don't have to think about where you're going. You just go. Yeah.
You don't even need to steer because the ruts are so deep.
Yeah.
Just get there.
In fact, it's hard to not do what you always did in that environment, even though you've learned a different way of living. it's hard not, just like those train tracks are so deep and so engraved, like the groove is so there that it's easy to, here you are.
Mm-hmm.
You're just going full force ahead. You just don't realize that you didn't stop, right? You just didn't stop. You just were going. I think of it sometimes as a child when you see a kid, like especially babies, and they're just like they're enamored by their hand, and they're just like so taken up by it. Kids are such beautiful teachers, and how they just know how to do things and be really present, because nothing else outside that hand exists.
It's all discovery.
Yeah.
Everything is new.
Yeah.
Right. And so apparently I'm going to butcher this because I'm not a science guy by the fact that I just said science guy. You can tell. But apparently the way we sort of catalog time is through making of memories and discovery.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you discover and learn something new, it's like there's a waypoint in time and there's a waypoint in time. That's why when you're young, everything is new, right? Like Christmas used to take what felt like 5 years to get to you every year.
Yeah.
Or summers felt so long.
Yeah.
Right. As a kid. And now, like, by the time you enter and leave high school, summers are like gone. Yeah. Like, it's just like, that's it. I'm back to school. Like, this is because you're learning so much less.
Yeah.
There's less discovery. There's less creativity. There's less imagination to make things happen. And you just settle into routine. And then now, like, I hear a lot of people are like, it's Christmas again.
Yeah.
Like, we just had Christmas, which is the exact opposite of when you're a kid. But I think the whole thing, and that's why when we're traveling, time just slows right down. Yeah. It
requires you to be so present.
Yeah.
You have no idea where you're getting your groceries or where the safe places to be or where the park is, or it's all discovery. So it's like looking at your hand for the first time. You don't know where you are. And that's part of the beauty. That's the big thing that we all learned is presence. There's something about it, how it expands time. I remember when we traveled, like even our time in Scotland, it felt like we had been there for so long, and it would have been 5 weeks, and we're like, I felt like we had been there for months. Yeah, because there's so much discovery.
And that increased when we went to like Asia.
Yeah,
and I think it's because everything is so different. Right, you're not just driving on the other side of the road like you are in Scotland, and trying to make out certain dialects, but it's still English mostly.
Yeah.
Until you get way north. Now you're in this entirely different side of the planet, and now you got anywhere from 3 to 4 family members on a little scooter.
Yeah.
Through the middle of a
rush hour,
a 15 million person city with thousands and thousands of bikes that are like folding together like a deck of cards. It's crazy. And so like you're always learning, always discovering, always having something new and different. And it's the wonder and the like amazement. It's just, I don't know, it does something magic. It makes time relative. It just stretches it. And feels like I've lived 4 lifetimes in this last 6 years.
Yeah, totally.
7 years.
Almost 7. Yeah. So let's go back a little bit to where we kind of ended off on the last pod. So we were just coming out of, oh shit, we're going to die. I don't know if a car, these things, feeling really like you're tumbling. And then the novelty of feeling Scotland. And Scotland we had both experienced prior when we were younger. We'd gone there as kids and did some stuff there. So bringing our kids there didn't feel so scary. But then we went to London, and we chatted a little bit about this where you were like, let's go to this cafe. And I was like, I'm pretty sure someone's going to try to shoot us here. Like just being so on
Weird
the
that you
edge.
thought about that about London and not when we were moving to California.
Yeah. Just like, it just felt so, I think it was just the lifestyle there was very different.
It's like where we were. We went to Hackney Wick.
Yeah.
Which, all the graffiti and all that's not a part of, your normal life.
No.
Saskatchewan girl here hasn't really been a part of that scene or community much.
Yeah, no.
I've been exposed to it a little bit, but not a lot.
Like
and
that.
so you're on alert.
Totally.
But What a great area.
Yeah. And that fear of like waking up sweating, being like, oh my goodness, what have we done? Have we done the wrong thing? Are we crazy? We totally are crazy, and then being in London and being afraid to go out. And then I think we were able to take that fear in some realm and turn it a bit. For me anyways, you were a lot less fearful. You're more adventurous than I am. I'm much more like, I like to have my safety nets, But I was like, okay, we need to do something.
Well, there was a stabbing on our train.
There was. And that scared me.
Yeah.
That was like the first time that you guys went out. I'm like, they're taking forever to get back. Why are they taking so long to get back? And then I start Googling, like, just, I don't know what I looked up, but it was like, current stabbing on so-and-so. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's the same train they're on. I was so afraid. Oh my goodness.
That's why it took so long. They shut down the train line.
They did,
yeah. A little stranded. So.
Right. But and so you're on edge for so many reasons. We just like had the carpet ripped out from underneath us and just feel like, what are we doing? There's really no path. But then we met this guy in the street. And
you did?
Well, I did, yeah. So the kids and I decided, I was like, we need to go out. Let's go buy some chocolates. Let's make some notes and let's go and do some acts of kindness in the neighborhood. Maybe that'll like help me like just see people, because I was just afraid. I was really just afraid. And so we walked around and I put some on people's cars, people's houses. And then
you fear what you don't understand.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I met this older man who'd been raised in the area. He lived there as a child. He was raised there. He's an artist there. He has like an art studio. And we gave him these chocolates and he started singing, "Don't worry about a thing." And we're just like, he was so lovely, like kindest eyes and just such a lovely person. I don't know why I'm crying.
Insert clip.
Yeah. I think it broke the barriers. Things that you're like afraid of, or people you feel like you don't understand, or you feel so different from them. And it just created this lovely bridge. Just the first interaction on our trip that reminded me that we're all so similar. And we all just want to be loved and be seen. And it was just like, he saw us. I don't know if he knew how afraid I was, but he just had this warmest embrace and kindest heart. He's like, come over. We were leaving the next day, but he's like, come over to my place. I want to show you my art studio, and you guys can come and practice art with us. And it was just like, wow, people are amazing. And I think that's for me when it started to change. It felt like it started to change internally for me, where I felt less afraid and more in awe. And I think that's when we were like, what are our values and what's important to us in this trip? And it's like, yeah, we're going to see great things like the Eiffel Tower and we're going to go on these adventures, but like, what is this about?
Right.
Even travel days. Oh my gosh. Like I remember travel days, an absolute stress case of a nightmare. Like I'm a pretty calm person, not on travel days. Well, packing days. I would say travel days were your stress case.
Yeah.
Packing days were my stress case. Whereas it's like, we're packing and I'm just like, I just know the packing day is coming. I can feel all of like the anxiousness and overwhelmed feeling. How am I getting all of this into that? Like we traveled the first year with 3 carry-ons, 6 backpacks, and 6 people.
Yeah.
That means you and I shared a carry-on for all of our clothes.
I know.
Our backpacks just had our like toothbrushes.
Well, mine was all like camera gear.
Yeah. I don't even know what you were wearing. Like just same pair of pants the whole year. I'm not sure.
It's not much more now. I have one bag.
Yeah, you do.
Like a duffel.
You're
like,
minimal.
That's it.
But it's such a like we were living such compact lives. And so we had to put everything into these bags. And just that angst of being like, oh, dang, how are we going to do this? And then we'd get past that. And like the kids were all like hyper, they're feeding off my energy. And then the next day was yours. And it was like, everybody just shut up. Dad's taking this day and he's going to be stressed. And it was just like probably 3 days on either end of just like absolute on the edge of our seats because we were just so, I don't know, wound up. It was just like the moving was a big deal, you know? And I think all of that started to change. Moving days started to change. The experience of traveling started to change as we started to see people.
Is it when I got the nickname Oscar, or was that before then?
No, that was years ago.
That
was when the kids were little. Yeah, no.
Concept of time.
We brought that back.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you had resurrected yourself from that name for a while, and then when we started traveling, there was like there's days we're just like so angsty, so we just like Oscar's here, and we just knew what that meant.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. I was like totally crazy for the first like the days before packing, so it's fine. We took our turns. We've calmed down since then.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that experience with that gentleman in the streets in London then turned into this like, why don't we give out chocolates on to every flight we go on? Why isn't our day of travel a day of giving back? And that like created this excitement. It cost us like $20 to $30 every flight we went on, but it changed the way we looked at travel day.
Yeah.
And it changed the way the people that were the flight attendants, the flight crew, it changed how they felt. Like I can remember many times them ushering their kids into the front to come meet the pilots. And I can remember other times when they would just cry and be like, I've never been thanked.
Right.
Like, what? For me? You know? And it softened the travel days so much. And it's like, oh, this is about, this whole thing is about seeing humanity.
Yeah.
And I think that's how everything started to slowly change. And that's what made the trip feel like.
I think that's also when we wanted to stop seeing everything.
That is.
It's like, yeah, we're going to go see one thing.
Yeah.
2 things, maybe, whatever. We're not going to pack all these sightseeing tours in and go see all the stuff. Yeah, we missed some things. So what? But it was about the people.
Yeah.
And connecting, like, especially when we got rural.
Yeah.
Right? Like, remember, like Thailand, Bali, Vietnam was less rural. That was right in the thing. But like getting invited into like people's homes.
Yeah, you remember
and
that?
seeing how they live. The kids went to a funeral in Bali.
Yeah, they did.
They saw their first dead body.
Yeah, but
there's a guy just laying there in the garden.
Yeah, but this was their
like,
life, right?
Yeah,
it's like
he gets buried in the garden.
Yeah,
and that's
just part
along
of
with all the other people that are there. So it's like, but being a part of that, getting like, there's this big festival. Let's go out into the streets and carry torches with all the villagers.
Yeah,
and watch them do their big fights with these creatures they made, and like it's crazy. It's being a part of those things. It was felt, I don't know, felt very honored.
Yeah.
To be let in. It's like you can come backstage. You can see behind all the tourist stuff.
Yeah.
Come back here.
Yeah.
Let me show you what that is. It's just being welcomed into people's lives and their homes, and into the turtle sanctuary, with the nuns in.
Yeah. When we were in Spain, I remember us being at a park, and I think it was the beach actually, and this woman started talking to us, to the kids, and we went to her house, and she's like, "Yeah, I've got room for all of you. Tiny, tiny little apartment.
We all crammed in.
They made fresh pasta, and we just enjoyed dinner with. I think she was from Israel, and he was from Italy, and they spoke like 12 languages between the two of them, and they had us in their home, and it's like, wow, we're a big family. To invite a couple of people is one thing.
That kitchen.
Oh, it was so little.
We're trying to prepare meals for
8,
there was
9
6,
people.
7, 8, 9, and they had a friend. It was like 10.
Yeah.
And this like hallway of a kitchen, and everyone's trying to cook.
Yeah.
It was like, it's crazy.
And the dining room was like in a bedroom.
We had lawn chairs.
Yeah.
At the table.
But it was just like, it didn't matter. It was like this connection with people, and that's the thing that I think surprised us the most. And being in Europe was one thing. Like we joined the nuns and helping serve the homeless, and the girls were wrapping presents for women in prison and their children. But then, like you said, like being in Europe was one thing. That there was these beautiful opportunities that transpired, and we got to connect with people. And we were really afraid. I remember us sitting in Malta and we're like, should we go to Asia? Or should we just go back? Because we knew neither one of us had been there, and we knew the language is going to be far beyond our understanding.
Yeah, because Maltese was within our grasp.
Yeah, that's true. That was not. That didn't. We didn't speak to anyone there. We tried. We tried. But then we went to Asia, and it just grew.
Mm-hmm.
That understanding of humanity, the love of people, the embracing. Like, we know no Balinese. We know no Vietnamese. Like, we don't speak any of these.
That might be the hardest language.
Crazy.
Vietnamese.
Yeah. And yet they opened their hearts and their doors and their spaces and invited us in. It's one of the most engaging, I think, eye contact. People just really see you. I remember being there, and they like bow and like,
in all the markets, all the stalls,
everywhere. It's just so engaged with you, you know. And then inviting us into some beautiful spaces, like with the turtles. We were in Bali, and we had gone past this place a few times, and you kept visiting it.
And you couldn't get the hours right.
Yeah,
it was like a 20, not even like 10-minute drive on the bikes from our place down on the beach, and it kept going there, and they just couldn't seem to find the right time when everything would align, and then it did.
Yeah.
And met this man, Kiki. And Kiki, because he's the youngest.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
No, they have like the 4 names.
Yeah.
It just like it just cycles. Made, Good Day.
Kt1.
Kt1's the youngest.
Oh yeah.
There's something, I can't remember them all now. Something in Kt1, but like Kiki wasn't part of that.
Right.
Thing. He just had his own name.
Yeah, he did.
And him inviting us into this sanctuary, which is what it was. It was a sanctuary for turtles, but it was for him as well. I remember going to his house and having a translator with us talking. Oh yeah. And just discovering that he was a drunk, and one night stumbled on these turtles, these eggs, and decided he needed to dedicate his life to protecting these eggs, and dug a hole and marked it out and guarded them. And then the turtles hatched and they went into the ocean, and then he decided, that's what I'm going to do with my life. And he did. Built this thing. The government comes for turtle releases. Got to be a part of this giant thing where he held back a turtle for each of us. The 6 of us. We were there a lot though. We'd go there
3 days a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, for hours.
And got knee deep in some turtle shit.
We did.
So we paid our part, but didn't realize people go there to be trained on how to do this.
It's part of an education.
Yeah.
It's like part of a certification.
We got like a certification and a diploma
with turtles
in turtle care,
yeah,
not knowing that was coming. Like we just wanted to show up.
Yeah.
And so you fumble into these discoveries of these places, and you just realize, man, the world is full of amazing people that are just doing a part. Yeah. They're just doing anything. That's the other thing. It's like when you start to get into some of these giant cities, Guadalajara, Ho Chi Minh, and I would be so overwhelmed at times. I'd get to a place where there's a view, and you just look over the city. Rome, another one. When we were at the top, we saw the chandeliers in the street, and you just saw the throngs of people. Yeah. I just become so lost in the fact that I don't matter. It's like, it's impossible for all these people to matter. There's just too many. There's too many lives. There's too many individual stories wandering around for it to matter. And then it becomes almost a freeing thing, because it's like, oh, the world will continue without me. It will keep going. And I don't matter. In the grand scheme, I don't matter. Just another one of these humans wandering around with 8 billion others. And anything I do will incrementally improve or destroy humanity, those around me, the planet, all the things. So I can be a drop in an ocean, but that's the only way to get an ocean. It's through all the drops.
Right.
And so you don't matter, but you do. And so it's just this liberating thing for me. I think coming from like the religious background and I don't even know how to put it. The weight on every decision and the weight on every life, and that everything is valuable and everything matters. And it does, but there's like this push to be great and to have an influence and to influence those around you and the world to make an impact and a dent. And those things are fantastic, but sometimes it just becomes too much. And then you become something you're not, you naturally aren't, in order to make a difference, right? When the difference is handing out some chocolates and scrubbing a turtle. And if that's the part you play, you've played your part.
Yeah.
Did you see it? Did you see the beauty? You know? Yeah, I just found myself overwhelmed at times with how much was going on and was freed by it. To actually be me, to actually settle in and just do the thing your heart wants to do. Not do the thing that's going to make an impact. Do the thing that your heart wants to do. Because believe it or not, your heart wants to make an impact.
Yeah.
So I think that was probably one of the freeing things for me during that time, is discovering that. Discovering that's how you make a difference. You show up and you hold some kids.
Yeah.
You know? You help people that have a hard time walking learn to walk.
Yeah.
Comb someone's hair. You scrub a turtle.
Yeah.
Make a meal. You love. Like, yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting how we started and how things. I was writing about it just recently about how I don't know why I'm so emotional today, but so when we got to Vietnam, it's a huge city. Ho Chi Minh, we're in, I don't know how many thousands, millions are there. A lot. I remember looking out of our window.
So between 15 and 18 million or something like that, I think.
I remember looking out of we were in this apartment, 32nd floor, and our view was the many streets below us.
District 1.
It's funny. And it would just look like a bunch of ants because we're so high up. It just looked like ants, and they were all just like, you could just see the river of scooters and motorbikes, and like mostly that's what they're driving. There's very few cars in comparison to how many motos there are, and just being like,
you wouldn't get anywhere if there was cars.
Yeah, you wouldn't. It would just be.
This is like semi trucks. They had semi trucks.
Yeah.
And bikes.
Yeah.
That's it.
And they're like, it's like watching them is like watching you drop a deck of cards. It's just they're flopping, but they're somehow making sense to it all. And I think someone once said, you don't just look at what the person in front of you is doing, and that's all you need to worry about. Don't worry about anyone behind you. Just follow the person in front of you.
I can't remember who said that, but it was just like that shifted everything for me.
Yeah.
All right. Like coming from Canada.
Yeah.
You're always like, oh, I got a lane change. I got to check over my shoulder. I got to see what's going on behind me. Check the rear view. I'm going to know your positioning. Everybody's got their space. You're too much in my space.
Yeah.
Try to merge and somebody won't let you in, and they're owning the road. There's all this like, I don't know. There's like too much personal entitlement and too much personal space that is required. There is no entitlement there, and there is no space.
No.
And so it's like, just focus on the person in front of you.
Yeah.
Everybody behind you will do the same.
Yeah.
And so you have this incredible level of trust.
Yeah, you do.
Right? Like, I think that was the thing for me. It's like, don't trust anybody on the road.
Yeah.
Roads are full of idiots.
Yeah. Yeah. They're all looking up.
Right?
Yep.
Everyone there is like, just focus on the person in front of you.
Yeah.
And so you'd have like 12, 14 bikes side by side and like 25 rows deep.
Yeah, easily.
And they're turning left. And then the same thing is coming at you.
Yeah.
And so you end up like, I remember I was turning this way and then there's a group coming this way. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to trust it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to trust it. Focus on the person in front of you, leave enough gap for someone to go in between. The people coming across are going to do the same.
Yeah.
And it was like watching cards when you shuffle them.
Yeah.
They just
yes.
And streams of people were crossing one another, and somebody right in front of me and somebody right behind me.
Thousands.
And I was just like, this is incredible.
Yeah.
When everybody understands it,
yeah,
and respects it,
mm-hmm.
then it works.
Yeah.
It just works. I was like, oh, the whole world has to know about this. I got to bring this home. It never worked.
yeah.
Too much entitlement. Too much.
Well, it's just it's
my road.
Different world, right?
Yeah,
and
true.
It's butt clenching. Like I remember riding in the back of that scooter with you, me and 2 or 3 other kids, and just being like, "Oh my gosh, are we gonna make it through?" Just because it just looks like absolute chaos, but somehow it's organized chaos that you don't know unless you have been there long enough to understand it.
Only one accident.
Well, yeah. What they say,
and it wasn't my fault.
No,
it was some foreigner.
Well, they said,
says me.
Yeah, never. What did they say? Never look down through a crosswalk. Always be walking with your head up, looking. And this girl was
looking at her phone.
That's all she was doing. She was looking at her phone, walking through a crosswalk, and she got hit by like 2 bikes. Like it was scary. I mean, it was just the awareness that like just know where you're going. Like whether you're walking or driving, look up.
I thought I killed her. Her head hit my helmet.
Oh, so scary.
And the bike went down. You just like popped off the back of that thing, like, boop, I'm just gonna stand on the road now. Like you just,
it's crazy though.
You just stood there, and like I'm laying on the ground, the bike's running.
But everybody just kept going around us. There was thousands of people behind us, and they just kept going around.
Look, everybody on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Picked her up, picked me up, brought the bike up, straightened up the peg on the bike. Everybody okay? Here's some water. All right.
Yeah. Totally.
Like, whoa. But everybody was there to help.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah. Everybody's there to help.
Got her an Uber to get her where she needed to go, so she didn't have to walk. But like other than that, everybody was fine.
Yeah.
She probably had a concussion.
Yeah, it was a bit of a hard hit.
Hit her head pretty hard.
Yeah. But
I had road rash and broken foot. No, the broken foot was something else. That was the door frame.
Toe, yeah. That's part of the adventure. But I think Vietnam, I was bringing it up as like, we're in this big city. We know a couple that's moved there years ago. They adopted a couple children and they live there. And I was like, again, like our goal was, how do we find people? How do we connect people? I'll never forget. And we walked into one of the cleanest spaces I saw in all of our time in Vietnam. This room full of children. There's 80 kids, I believe, living in that specific home that were schooled there. They had rehabilitation for children there. They were fed there. And it was run by 2 elderly people in their 80s, husband and wife. And it was one of their 3 orphanages that they ran. And the children were kids that had been left in the streets as infants because of their disabilities were too complex. They didn't have any means to provide them.
Well, a lot of it was left over from the Vietnam War.
Yeah,
Agent Orange gets into the soil.
Yeah.
And apparently when you stir that up, it actually can last for years and years and years. And so they were discovering these children born like 10 years ago now.
Yeah.
That were having
twisted spines and
all sorts of birth defects because of chemicals dropped in bombs to create peace and democracy.
Yeah. These poor children were just left in shoeboxes in the streets.
Yeah.
And this couple would just find them. Eventually these kids just started being dropped off at their door because parents didn't know what to do with the complexities. And we walk into this room and there's kids on the floor, crawling. There's
kids with severe disabilities helping other kids do things with disabilities. Like, just they had such a nurture and love for each other, and they were a family. And this older couple had created a safe place where these kids looked after each other, but they also looked after their place. Like, it was spotless, and there was no cleaner there. These children were the ones that were helping keep the place clean, and not all the
some
kids.
Volunteers, but like
Volunteered, but very few. I think we saw one the whole time that we were there. And that was, when we think about Vietnam, we talk about the food in the orphanage. Because the kids, like, there's just one little girl, and her name was Win, and she just like fell in love with Gregg. It was like he was her dad.
No, I'm emotional. What's amazing is we probably had the most amount of communication with them than almost anybody else that we came across in these other countries that didn't speak English. We had people that spoke English that would help us, or that were looking after the properties that we were staying at. But we probably had a stronger connection and more conversation with these kids. Of course, our dyslexic kids are teaching them English. But because they're nonverbal, a lot of them. And so the connection was just all touch, and it was all expression. And coming from Canada, we're a little touch adverse,
Except for me.
Well, yeah, but still, people don't just walk up and touch you.
No.
But these kids,
they were all over you.
Yeah.
And just so loving.
Well, the one girl wouldn't stop pinching you.
Yeah. Ow.
That was just part of who she was. But yeah, all sorts of love and affection without boundaries.
Yeah.
It was
magic.
Yeah, absolute magic.
Yeah.
So
just along the lines of, again, humanity is amazing. And people just want to love and be loved. And feel connected.
Yeah. And good. People are good. People are amazing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I remember once we got into Barcelona, like after leaving the UK, that's when I sort of was on edge. Was in Paris, Barcelona, because I was always like pickpocket leery and believing all the stuff that you see and hear about. Really wasn't a thing. Got pickpocketed in Rome, but I think that's just a rite of passage in Rome.
Yeah.
But that was like the only real negative experience.
Yeah.
Other than being flashed by a few people on the street. But
that was the only human, I would say, like, negative interaction we had. I mean, we had our car towed, and that was kind of an adventure, but that was just because we couldn't read the signs. We had our stuff infested with bed bugs. That was a bit of a deal. That was something we had to really figure out because we knew nothing about bed bugs. And we were waking up.
You learned fast.
We were waking up with bites. The girls had hundreds.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. But people, like,
unbelievable. We're in a tuk-tuk it was in Thailand.
Yeah.
In a tuk-tuk, and Kiki's new hat that she bought for the beach had like flown off and it was like lost on the highway. It's gone.
Yeah.
And then like 5 minutes later, all of a sudden there's this honking.
This is a lane of traffic. Let's not forget.
Oh yeah, it's a highway.
This is like a highway full of fast moving vehicles. Yeah. It's not a slow. Our tuk-tuk, our hair is all over the place because there's no windows.
Yep.
There's like a tiny little roof on it, and it's just like, it's all open. And so we're just a whirlwind of a mess because we're on this highway.
And then we just hear this honking.
Yeah.
And this person drives up next to our tuk-tuk and like unrolls the window, and like out comes the hat.
Yeah.
And so they're swerving over, and we're like leaning out of the tuk-tuk open on the side. We're like grabbing the hat.
Yeah.
Like, thank you, beep, beep. And they're gone. Like, you lost your hat.
Yeah. I got it for you. Or like the time when we were in Vietnam and we didn't know how to cross the street.
Oh my God.
And we was like when Greg was mentioning earlier, there's like 12 lanes and there's, just thousands deep. And we're like, oh my gosh, okay, how are we going to cross the street? Like, we need to get across the street. And it's just, there's traffic is just going nonstop. And we're sitting there for a while. And all of a sudden, in one of the lanes.
This is 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And nothing is stopping.
There's no way.
There's no sign of this thing slowing down.
There's no lights. There's no stop sign.
No.
There's nothing. And then this guy stops. He's one of the people that are driving down the street with all the thousands. He sees us. You can explain it.
He drives up. So, like, again, a dozen lanes.
Yeah.
Or a dozen bikes. 3 lanes. And streaming past. And so he pulls up on the inside. We're standing here. And he turns his bike sideways. So traffic is going this way. And he's completely parallel to traffic.
Yeah.
Completely 90 degrees. And he's like waving us. Come on. Come on. So we step out in the street. And like a rock in the river, he's creating a space for us. Yeah. And so then he starts driving across all these lanes of traffic with bikes going all over the place. We get to the other side and step on the curb, and he's like, whoop, and then he's gone. He just like, he was on his way to work or something. And he's like, this poor white family is going to be standing here when I come home from work if I don't do something.
So sweet.
And just showed us how. Yeah. And then we just watched the grandma just wander out into traffic.
Yeah.
And just like bikes went around her, and she went across. I guess you just walk out into it.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, this is how you do it.
Trusting in other people.
Yeah.
And, you just don't do that. You're not taught to trust anyone. No. There, it's a necessity. It's a way of life.
Yeah. You have to. And there's such so much community. I think that's what I realize is that
everybody eats in the street.
Yeah.
On those little plastic chairs.
Totally.
Like, people don't cook at home. They're just like go out and sit till like 2, 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
Eating banh mai and having drinks.
Yeah.
On little tiny plastic chairs.
little kids' chairs. So cute. Yeah. It's crazy. Well, we never would have this idea like, let's go see the world. And it's like, let's go see
people.
Yeah. And how that felt. How those connections made us feel so at home. Because I think there's a loneliness to traveling that people don't talk about. Like, not being home for those special events at Christmas and these birthdays and things that you're normally around for us especially. And not being in, like, there was a couple, like 9 months for something where we were in countries that their main language is not English. So you're having to try to figure out just to get by, like how to say, where's the bathroom and these things. And then, we're moving again, got to figure out a new language, so it can feel like there's all these barriers between you and people because you can't communicate the way that you would. It's like part of your personality feels like it's just like stuffed out. Like you just can't get to it because you can't express these things. And then I think we just realized that the connection came in, like you said, with the children. And we couldn't speak the same language, but they couldn't speak either. But that wasn't limited to just them. That was the connections we found in Bali. Like, we ended up being a part of this huge community called Trash Heroes that cleaned the beaches. I had no idea that Bali had so much trash that just like collected around the beaches, and tons of trash is cleaned up every weekend. And maybe 1% of them spoke English, but we were friends with them. It's like this little grandma putting arm around Kiki and being like, okay, let's go. And just like, there's so much to be said about these arms, these eyes, our mouth, the way that we communicate through our body language, that like, it didn't matter. And that's what I didn't realize about traveling. I was so afraid to be like trying to order coffee in Italy. I'm like, I don't know, I'm screwing this up, and just like, those are just little things, but the communication is so much deeper than that.
It's just the connection, and then the barriers we have culturally.
Yeah.
To, you were saying like the way that everyone sees you when we were in Indonesia,
Mm-hmm.
in Southeast Asia, where people see you and because of the bowing and welcoming, and it's like it seemed like everybody was more alert and attentive and not just walking past you, even though there was way more people.
Yeah.
But that's a very strong difference culturally. I remember the first time I went to Ethiopia, and we gave someone who was looking after the kids at the orphanage there, we gave him a camera so that he could take pictures and send it back to us. This is in early days of like internet. And so I was showing him how to, like, on the computer, showing him, okay, this is how you attach a photo, this is how you send it. And one of the things I observed in Ethiopia is just, and we've seen it in other places, is just the affection amongst friends, like men, walking around holding hands, arms around each other. It's just a normal thing to show that level of affection. But that's, considered this or that in North America. And so there's like this lack of physical affection or amongst men. And so I remember sitting there typing, showing him how to send an email. And again, that affection is there's no barriers there for that. And so here, sit and type. He's sitting here and type. And his arm is underneath mine like this. And he's just like rubbing my arm like this. Like he would someone you're super fond of. And I'm trying to type, and this guy is doing this to me. And I'm like, Emmanuel, I don't know what to do with this. Like, I didn't say that to him, but inside I was like, I don't know what to do with this. I'm having all sorts of like barriers being crossed. And I know it's just him showing affection because he's super appreciative of what is happening. And I am like, okay, it's not that I have a problem with it. It's just, it's foreign. I don't understand it. And then I just relax into it. I'm just like, okay, he's just saying, I love you. And yeah, I love him. So just take it. And I just remember just like taking it, and just it was like there was a part of me that was like really, really dry and thirsty that I didn't even know existed. And I just started receiving this affection, male affection or masculine affection. And it just started flooding into me. And I was just, oh my goodness, I didn't know this was a part of being alive, because my friends weren't like that.
Right.
It wasn't a part
of our culture.
It was, and it, especially growing up in like the 80s and 90s, it was definitely not a part of culture. If it was, it would make you queer. And so you just like, there was all sorts of stigma and stuff wrapped around it that it just that all started to crumble. And I was like, this is incredible. Wow. I come from a Swedish Norwegian family on my father's side, and so not a whole lot of physical affection going on there either. Because that's just not what happens. It's not a part of the family culture. Not Italian.
Not Italian. Greg has a way. I feel like everywhere we've gone, you like connect with Italians, Balinese, like you start to know a bit of their language. I don't know, you pick up a couple words and you become besties. It's like you have more best friends around the world than any of us do. It's crazy. Just have these connections.
Yeah. It's great.
It's interesting. Yeah, it is. It's like, I don't know. It's this beautiful thing that you've discovered about yourself, I think, as we've traveled, and it's become more and more obvious the more places we go.
Men love me.
They do. Our last place, we were in Italy a few months ago, and this guy owns a restaurant, and he's just Daniela, super lovely man. We ended up wanting to get Greg an apron
for Father's Day, the girls went over and he's like, oh, if it's for Greg, give him mine. And he takes off his apron right there and he's like, this is a gift for him. It's just like, oh.
Well, the restaurant was right connected to where we were staying. And so you got to walk past there all the time. So we have a little conversation.
Yeah.
I would know a little bit of Italian that I would just try to practice out, and then they'd correct me. And they'd teach me a little bit of Italian and words that aren't like common.
Yeah.
But they'd speak some English, so they did all the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
But it was just
sweet,
hanging out, and we'd barbecue out front. So it was a walled city, right? So it had this long corridor. It's just ocean on the other side.
Yeah.
And so when the wind would be blowing, I'd have this little tiny grill, this barbecue that I'd be putting burgers or steak on or whatever. And if the wind was blowing right, the smoke and everything would run right up the street.
Yeah.
And right through their courtyard, like right where the restaurant was inside, but they had like tables outside. Yeah. And this one night I was just flooding them with smoke and just burying them in the smell of like sizzling beef. Mm-hmm. And so that was right at the beginning. Mm-hmm. I walked past the next day. He's like, you were cooking the meat. I'm like, yes, I'm sorry. He's like, no, cook it all the time.
Next time invite us.
So yeah.
No,
that's good people.
People, like, they're fascinating. I think a little bit about like going back to life before traveling is that I was just so caught up in doing the things, you don't really see the people.
Stuck in the rut.
Sometimes you don't even know who your neighbors are, and you can live in the same street for 10 years. Mm-hmm. And it's like those beautiful connections just aren't there.
Remember those people that lived across the street in Sagewood?
Yeah.
You do?
No, I don't. I know what they look like, but I don't know their names.
Exactly.
Yeah. We were there for 10 years. Right? It's like such a shame. But that's what I think that's the surprise for us. It's like, we're going to go travel the world. And we wrote down on those pictures all the things we wanted to see. It didn't include what we know about.
You think when people meet us and we explain what we do, and they're like, we travel the world? I know the thoughts, like as they've told me, what goes through their head is just like, oh, the Great Wall of China, and then pyramids and oceans and mountains and temples and the Eiffel Tower and stuff in Rome. You just start seeing all like these incredible highlights that are from all around the world. Mm-hmm. And those things exist.
Yeah.
But that's not the goodness.
No.
You know, it's like climbing a mountain. Mm-hmm. There is so much beauty when you get to the top that you can't take it in. You can't absorb how incredible it is. And so your senses overload.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow, this is nice. We should look at going down.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be 5 hours of going down too. It's the up and the down that give you the amount of time you need to take in the detail of the beauty. Mm-hmm. It's not the mountaintop. Mm-hmm. It's the up and it's the down. Because that is when you're present. That is when you're looking at the small, the little wildflower, the creek, the trickle, the rock rolling down the hill, all the things that you can't see when you're at the peak. Mm-hmm. You just see valleys and mountaintops and clouds, and it's astounding. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
But that's not where the goodness is. Mm. It's in the little, where your feet meet the ground. Mm-hmm. And you get to be in that place right then and there. Yeah. That's when you take in the beauty and the wonder of it all. Mm-hmm. And that's what the traveling is. Yeah, great. Colosseum, incredible. Like, Pantheon, the Parthenon, Pantheon, like 152 feet across, largest freestanding span for 1,500 years. Incredible. Yeah. Incredible that somebody would think of that.
Yeah.
But there's nothing. Mm-hmm. Comes and it goes. The second time you see it, it's like, wow. And the third time you're like, yeah, the lineup's too long. I'm not going in.
Yeah.
But the people.
Yeah.
The people you're with, people you meet, those you bring into your orbit,
Mm-hmm.
into your universe.
Mm-hmm.
That's the special.
Yeah.
That's home.
Yeah.
That's home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I remember when we were in Nicaragua, and it's a place we weren't really wanting to be for very long.
Not at first.
It was really just a stopover between Mexico and Costa Rica.
Yeah, you got to go to Costa Rica.
Yeah, because our daughter was going to school there, and she was like, "Let's go to Costa Rica. It'll be amazing." And Nicaragua.
But you say Costa Rica to someone, they go, "Oh, Costa Rica." You say Nicaragua, they go, "Nicaragua."
Where's that? It's not dangerous.
Yeah, right next door.
Yeah. So we stopped there for a couple months. Had a really abrupt start. All Greg's camera gear being taken away.
Borders. And you wonder why I was a bear on travel days.
Yeah, the borders are scary. And then we get your stuff back. And we finally settle into the bugs and the howling monkeys. And we're just like, okay, here we are. We're going to be here for a little bit. And then we start meeting people.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember going to the cafe to Ding, and every time we'd go there, we'd meet somebody new and come back like, how did it get better? Like, how does this place just keep getting better? How's it possible? And it just did. And then we were like, we should do a Thanksgiving dinner. There's some people here, like we should have a gathering. Well, we had one of the worst storms, and we lived out in the middle of Timbuk nowhere. We're out in the middle of the jungle.
You have to drive the Chocolata to get there.
Yeah, it's like drive through the river to come to us, which would be fine on a normal day because people can navigate it, but on a stormy day, it's really bad.
Treacherous.
So we'd initially had a guest list of 16 people, but times the word started to get around, so it grew to I think it was 75 or 80 people. Then the storm hit, and I was like, well, I might only have 16 people, and 60 people showed up to that dinner in the jungle.
Mm-hmm.
I was just looking at pictures of the day and just being
we don't have enough food.
Who knows? Good thing they were all bringing a little bit. But
Alex, here's $200. Go buy some chicken. Take the truck.
Go get some food.
Nobody in town's gonna have any chicken ready. I know. Go to Rivas. Came back with just trays of this chicken.
And we had this amazing meal and connection with people, and we did the gratitude tree, and people were what they were grateful for. And I remember we were just standing back and being like, this, like you said, this is home, where you feel connected to people. And that's...
Everybody knows your name.
Yeah. Right. Cheers.
Always glad you came.
Yeah. Yeah. Something beautiful about that. Home is where you are. People, connections, the togetherness. Where you can be seen and be accepted. All the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's chosen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But that's not without risk.
Mm-hmm.
It can go all horribly wrong. But you gotta drive through the traffic, trusting that the other person will do their part and not hit you.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way it works.
Yeah. Love is love, and that is a beautiful exchange. It's just running.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Yeah.
Welcome home.
Cheers.
It's empty.
Oh, thanks for being here. For sharing part of our story. Just one of the snippets.
Where else would I be? It's in my bedroom.
You're stuck with me. No. Thanks for this crazy ride. Oh, man, when we never knew we were getting on. It's crazy. We're still on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. keeps teaching. We keep learning. Yeah.
What I've learned from my travels.
Is?
Oh, I think we covered it.
Maybe you have
where you are is home. Home is people.
Not a place or a structure, 4 walls and a ceiling, roof.
Nope. That all changes. We've stayed in anything from churches to castles to tree forts
to jungle huts,
tents,
to damp,
everything in between,
houses.
Flooding houses, bug houses, houses with snakes,
toads,
everything. Toads coming out of the toilet.
Yeah.
Not frogs.
No.
Toads.
Toads, yeah. Ants that are just like taking over the
that
entire
just
house.
took over. Like,
yeah,
this is ours now.
Yeah.
And none of that is home. That's a building. Home is what you put into it. It's the space you carve out and create by who you're with and how you interact. And that is 100% in our control.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you can live in a home and be strangers with all of those under that roof. And not be home. Not feel safe.
Yep.
Right.
There it is.
Yeah. That was an emotional one. Thanks for joining me, for sitting here and for talking about all that.
Of course.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm going to walk 25 feet to my office and go to work.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks so much. Thank you for joining us today, for being part of
Oh, yeah, there's people here.
Naked, and for listening to a bit of our story and the journey that evolved from in a very unique way that's totally changed us and our kids, the way we see the world and the way we see ourselves and the people in this world. Yeah. Cheers to all the amazing, wonderful, glorious people and connections we've made along this crazy journey. Yeah.
I can't cheers. It's empty.
Cheers to myself.
Bad luck.
All right.
I want to thank you so much for being here, for taking the time to listen to the Naked podcast. It honestly means so much. If there's something in the episode that has moved you, share it with someone who might need to hear it too. And if you haven't already, give us a follow and leave a review. It helps so much to keep the momentum and keep the show growing. For more conversations, reflections, and ways to stay connected, check out the link in the show notes. Until next time. If you would like to connect with us or possibly share your story, please contact us at nakedwithjanelle@gmail.com. That's nakedwithjanelle@gmail.com. Thanks so much. Thanks to my son, Mikkel, who is the one behind every podcast. He does all the producing and editing and makes this show happen. If it wasn't for him, all of these would be stuck in my computer and you would not get a chance to hear them. So I am forever grateful for his help and partnership in the Naked podcast.